Welcome students to another class of IP, unit number 4. Okay, so today we are going to talk about working of DBMS, that is Database Management System. So here you can see that database, it is a collection of data or a large amount of data. You can say here it is given raw data, figures, statistics, values and facts. And in previous class we have talked that we in this chapter we will read about the relational database management system. So below image you can see that a database consists of tables. Okay, product is one table, customer is another table, and orders is another table. So this database it is a database with name store. Okay, so next image is, so first in consideration we are having a database, then database needs and database management system. So here DBMS is database management system. The working of DBMS is to store data, to retrieve data, that is data storage, data retrieval, and administration work that is provided by DBMS, reports, queries, and data security. So these are the working of DBMS. So here in the corresponding below image you can see that our DBMS is MySQL. So MySQL will do all this work: data storage, data retrieval, administration, reports, queries generation, and data security. Okay, the next thing is software, application software. Okay, we have studied in unit 1 that user always interact with the application. So we as a user, we are always using the softwares. So in terms of softwares can be written in any programming language, or we called it a website code. So that programming language can be PHP, Ruby, Perl, Python, Java, etc. And at the last part, we are the user, we are interacting with these softwares, and then it will call the DBMS database management system, and database management system will access this database. Okay, so MySQL is a database management system and it uses a language that is SQL. So this is all the working of DBMS to understand this subject. Okay, next is classification of SQL statements. So these SQL statements, they are classified into 4 categories. First is data definition language, that is DDL. Second is data manipulation language, that is DML. Third is transaction control language, that is TCL. And fourth is data control language, that is DCL. Okay, in class 11th we will cover only these two classification, that is DDL and DML. But when somebody asks you this question that how many categories SQL commands are classified, then you have to tell 4 classes with their names. Okay, in 11th class we are having only we have to talk about only 2 types of categorization, that is DDL and DML. So in detail we will study this DDL and DML only in higher class like 12th, and in college, at college level you will study about this TCL and DCL also. Okay, so DDL it includes basically 3 commands. First is create, alter, and drop. Okay, so create command, I have classified it into 2 parts, because we first we have to create a database, and then in that database we have to create a table. So here I have written create 2 times. Okay, but it is considered as one, that in that we can write create database / table also. Okay, second is alter. Alter means first of all we have to create a container. As I have told you earlier, the database is just like a container. So first of all we have to create a container, and then in that container if we want to modify some changes, then we will use alter command, and if we want to completely remove that particular database, we will use drop command. Okay, next is DML, that is data manipulation language. It is categorized into 4 parts. Select query, that means extracting information from the table. Okay, insert means inserting values in a table. Delete means deleting some values. Now drop and delete difference is there, I will tell you later. Okay, update means if you want to change the existing values, then we will use the update command. Okay, and TCL, that is transaction control language. It is used in transaction management system like ATM, business, etc. Okay, it comprises of commit command, rollback, save points, etc. Okay, and this DCL, that consists of grant and revoke commands. Okay, so this is the classification of SQL statements or SQL commands. This is important for the exam point of view. Okay. Next is MySQL elements. Okay, MySQL consists of 4 elements. First is literal, second is data type, third is null values, and fourth is comments. Okay, so consider this table for understanding the literals, data type, and null values and commands. Okay. So first is literal. Literal means in this table you can see that we are having 4 columns: roll number, name, gender, and marks. And these columns are having some values, like roll number is having 1 to 3 values, Siddharth Sehgal is the name, Gurpreet, etc. So these values are known as literals. Okay, so it refers to a fixed data value. This fixed data value may be of character. Character means alphabet. The values can be in alphabetical form or it can be in number form. So here replay, Raj, 8306. So these are the character values. Always we include characters in single quotes. Okay, 306, it is not a number because we have included in single quotes, so it is considered as a literal. Okay. Numbers not included in quotation marks are just considered as numeric literals. Numeric literal means numerical values. So 22, 18, 19, 97 are these are the examples of numeric literals. Okay. Numeric literals can be either integer literals, that means normal number without any decimal, or can be a real literal. Real literal means with decimal number. Okay, so here 17.0 is integer and 17.5 so here in example you can see that 17 is an integer literal and 17.1 is 17.0 is different than 17 because it is a real literal. 17.5 is also a real literal. So here you can see the examples on the slide. For understanding data types, consider this table, student. Okay, here I have given 2 tables. One table is having all the columns names and all the entries for the rows also. But in the second table, we are having just the column names and other entries are empty. So the logic of displaying these 2 tables is that in first table we are having a structure as well as the element, and in the second table we are having only the structures without element. So this logic I will explain you later. Okay, so just consider this table, student. First one. Okay, so on this basis of this table, just observe the values these columns are holding. So from this table we can observe that roll number is holding a numbers in the form of integers, that is 1, 2, 3. Okay, and name column, it contains names in alphabetical order or in the form of alphabets. Okay, like Siddharth, Sehgal, Gurpreet Kaur, Monica. So these are group of characters, or we called it a string. Okay, and third column, that is gender, it contains a single alphabet in capital letter, either M or F. And fourth column, that is marks 1, it contains numbers in decimal form, that is 93.0, 91.0 and 93.0. So on the basis of this, now let's talk about data types. Okay, so let's talk about numeric data type. Numeric data type consists of 2 types of values. First is integer. Integer, it is used for numbers without decimal, or you can say fractional values. Okay. Second type is decimal values. Decimal values, it is having 2 parameters. Parameters means we have to provide 2 things. One is M value and comma D value. M value means it is used for storing floating or real numbers. That means for the decimal values. Okay. So M denotes the total length of numbers, that how many digits we want before decimal. Okay, that is length of the number. And D is the number of decimal digits, like we want 2 decimal places, values after 2 decimal places. So we will put to M means 4 numbers, then we will write 4 comma 2. 2 decimal places if you want, then you will write 2 in D. And if you want 1 decimal place, then you will write 1 in place of D as a parameter. That will be more clear to you when we create tables. Okay. See here, this is the categorization or available data types in MySQL. So data types are classified into 3 parts: numeric values, that is integer or int. It is further categorized into integer and decimal. Second type is text or strings, that is alphabet. So they are also categorized into two parts. One is char, char means character, and second is varchar. It is pronounced as varchar, not varchar. Okay, varchar stands for variable character. Okay, and third data type is date and time. It includes two data type: date, that is storing date, and times is used for storing time values. Okay, so let's talk about the date and time data type. So date and time data type, it is used to store date and time. Date is usually stored in year, month and day format, that is YY, MM and DD format. This is the default means automatic way of storing this date. Okay, and time is stored in form of R, that is HH. MM means minutes and SS means second format, that is hour, minute and second format. Okay, let's talk about string data type. String data type is used to store alphabets. Okay, so one classification is char. Char is taking a parameter, that is M. It is used to store fixed length strings. M's denote maximum number of characters we are storing in that particular value. And char is used for a variable length string, to store variable length string. That means M denotes maximum number of characters that we are providing in varchar. Okay, now fixed and variable means I'm just quoting an example. Don't write this in your exam. I'm just telling you so that you can get an understanding about this concept of char and varchar in terms of memory. So varchar is more memory efficient as compared to char. Okay. So for example, if in your lab you are having 5 empty chairs, okay, and you are having only if 5 empty chairs means 5 reserved places you have already booked, okay, and you want to make sit 3 people at a time. So 3 chairs are utilizing and 2 remainings are getting wasted. Okay, so this happens in case of char. It utilizes all the memory content that we are assigning to it. It is not making them empty if it is not available, if person is not available. Okay, but in case of varchar, if you are having 5 memory reserve and only 3 persons are sitting on these chairs and 2 remaining chairs are empty, then it will make them free. That means it is just utilizing the memories that we are providing to it. That means variable. It is just changing its length as per the data provided to it. This is the best case to understand this difference between char and varchar. So in technical terms, if difference comes, then you have to write that char is fixed length character string and varchar is variable length characteristics. Okay. Second point is, when a column is given data type as character, then MySQL ensure that all the values stored in that column has this length, that is n bytes. If a value is shorter than this length and then blanks are added, about the size of variable remain n bytes. Okay, and in terms of variable character, when a column is given data type as varchar n, then the maximum size a value in this column can have an n byte. Each value that is stored in this column store exactly as you specify. That means no blanks are added if the length is shorter than the maximum length n. Okay, so this is the main difference between var and varchar. This question also asked very frequently when we talk about the data types. Okay, so here you can see the data types in a tabular form with their descriptions and examples. So just read it out. Okay. Next is character and string data types. That is also given as an example here. Next is date and time. So this description data type is given, then the description is given, and then example is also given. Null means if we are not assigning any value to a column, then we can say, if we are not knowing any value, then we can say that it is holding a null value. If a column in a row has no value, a null means unassigned unknown value. You should use a null value when the actual value is not known, or when a value would not be meaningful. That will be more clear to you when we perform the queries. Just try to understand these things, and when we will do the practicals, I will definitely explain these things there also. Okay, so this is all about today's class. We will continue this unit in the next video. Thank you.